Hello and welcome to my review of my car. It is a Volkswagen Polo GTI. It was a factory new order, spec'd up. A lot of people wanted to see a video of my car, so I thought I'd just do a review of it. One of these will set you back about £23,000. I think it's about $29,000 or so. But yeah, it's a 2016 model. I bought it in December of last year. This review has taken a long time to come out. It's my first ever car. I always used to use a lot of public transport. For some reason, buses, trains, taxis, you name it. After I got my motorbike about 3 years ago, I thought it's about time that I got myself a car. It's a lovely looking car. Nice, obviously white for a Polo. Red brake calipers. It's got the red line that goes through the grille. It's a 5-door, just for practicality reasons. 5 doors the same size as the 3-door, but you just pay a bit extra for those 2 doors, and it's just a bit more practical carrying other people around. So I'll just go through some of the specifications like I do with all of my reviews. So it's a 1.8 TSI GTI 5-door with a 7-speed DSG. So it's a 7-speed automatic. That affects its torque, but it doesn't affect its 0 to 60 at all. I've driven manuals and I've driven quite far in manuals before, and I just fancied an automatic. I still have that connection with the car, and I've got my motorbikes as well where they're not automatic. Its length is 3,983 millimeters. Its width is 1,901 millimeters. Its height is 1,443 millimeters. It's got 5 seats, 5 doors. Its luggage capacity with the seats up is 204 litres. Its curb weight is 1,230 kilograms. The tyre size are their 17-inch alloy wheels. They're the 215 by 40, but they're R17s. Its engine, as I said, is a 1.8 turbo. Top speed is 146 miles per hour. Its 0 to 62 is 6.7 seconds. It's petrol. Its brake horsepower, it's 192 brake horsepower, and it's got 250 newton meters of torque. The combined miles per gallon is about 50, but I average about 37, maybe 40. And that's the end of the specifications and things. I think it's a great looking car, and it definitely suits my needs. So what I'll do now is I'll just open the car door. We'll have a look inside the car, and I'll probably say something in there. Right, now that we're inside, let's have a little look around, shall we? So I'm currently looking like a right numpty, because all these people here are going, what on earth is that pillock doing recording his car? But you know what, I don't care. So this is the interior. It just screams of quality. It's Volkswagen, what you come to expect. Nothing cheap about it, no cheap feel. It's got a lovely leather steering wheel with the red stitching. You've got the display just here. You've got the tachometer on the left. You've got the display just here. Got the temperature, your RPM, and then your speedometer. and your fuel gauge, analog speedometer, although I've set it so that you can have a digital readout there. I'm just used to digital readouts now. Then you've got your different menu options and your clock, and then your stopwatch or timer. You've got quite a few options on here. You've got the horn. Obviously it's got an airbag. You've got a little GTI logo. You've got your cruise control here, so you've got that's your volume up, volume down, next track and previous track. That's how you set your cruise control, and then it just sets it on there. Then that's how you cancel it, but the number will remain. So if you're in a 30, you go up to a 40, then you're back to a 30 again. You just press resume, and then it will get you back down to a 30 again. And then that's to clear your actual cruise control completely. So then if you press resume, it wouldn't then resume. I'll do a separate video on that. You've got your speech recognition thing here. You've got your up and down selector for your different readouts on the display, so you can have your oil temperature, your average consumption, things like that. Then you've got your phone. You've got more different options here for your menu. You've got your wipers on the right. This car has wipers for the lights, these little nozzles that just stick out of the car and spray them. And then here you've got your obviously your indicator and all your light. You've got your light modes on the right. I always have it on auto. To activate the fog lights, you just pull it up, and then severe sort of fog lights, pull it up again. I think that's across the range for VWs. That's your little alarm. When you lock the car, your mirrors fold. You can set it so that they don't fold in the system sort of settings. That's useful when you're parking up. You can also manually set the mirrors to fold in, which is useful if there's a motorbike coming past, or if you're in traffic and the cyclist or whatever. You can do that just by sort of turning that, and then that sort of closes them. I keep them open if you're washing it. On your right side, you've got your central locking. You've got all your electric windows and your locking windows. Crikey, over here then you've got your whole display. You've got your climate control or temperature control. I've got the manual climate control rather than the digital one, because digital one was a fair bit more, and this works absolutely fine. But it's up to you. If you like to set a specific temperature for the car, that's cool, but really changing the temperature now and again just keeps you alert. If you set it to a certain temperature, that's great for sort of really hot days, but if you set it for like a warm temperature, your body gets used to it, your mind gets used to it, and for me, I just find if I've got a digital one, I'll just sort of get quite tired quicker. These are your knobs. So you've got your volume knob and then your selector. They're also buttons too. I'm quite OCD, but that little power symbol does not faze me in the least, which I was quite surprised. You got a nice lovely touchscreen. I'll do a separate video of the multimedia system, so I won't switch that on and show you today. Then you've got all your different options and things, everything from switching off your automatic engine off and start up when you're parked, to your parking sensors at the front, even to your sort of traction control. You've got a nice rear view mirror here. I think it sort of absorbs the light from other cars. I think it's at the top there. Means you're not getting that much glare from it. You've got your lights at the top. Mine doesn't have a sunroof. As you can see, that was £1,000 extra. For me, it's that initial cost. It's another thing that can go wrong. If it does go wrong, all your interior is all messed up, and also the bit of a pain to clean and keep clean. I know people with sunroofs and they never use them as well. You've got all your notification, like that there is an airbag, just in case you're going to put your baby in the front. One nice thing is that you've got these mirrors with a light on the top. I think that's quite premium. And the same for the driver. You've also got this card sort of holder for the driver. You've got grab handles, you've got 4 of them. That's really neat. The interior, the tartan seats are amazing. I really like them. They're sort of bucket seats, but they're not too firm, and they give you plenty of support. This armrest was an extra. I think it's like £100 extra. It's got some Polos in, obviously. But that's well worth it, and it's quite comfy, more comfy than these side sills, which are quite thin. They're thinner than the actual armrest. That's a decent point to make. This is it's a 7-speed DSG. I've driven automatics before, and obviously coming as a biker, sort of having a bike that's manual and then having the S1000 that has a quick shifter, so it's not an automatic and it's not a manual really, but I've driven automatic cars before. They never seem to be in the right gear, whereas this is absolutely fantastic. You barely notice the gear changes unless you're in sport mode. The automatic, this is like £1,000 extra for the 7-speed DSG. I think the Mercedes are now coming with their 9-speed automatic boxes, which is just fantastic. But the VWs, you've got your park, your reverse, your neutral, your drive or sport. It's default in drive, and then you just flip it down, and then you're in sport. It keeps in the gears longer, and it also just sounds a bit nicer and a bit more lively. It can be a bit unsettling at sort of low speed, sort of 20-30 miles an hour, because it's in those sort of starting gears, sort of second, third gear. I wouldn't really recommend it too much for driving around town, but overtaking and things absolutely comes alive, and I've overtaken 3 cars at once. Fine, it's got the power. I probably said in the start of the video that this is it a hot hatchback? Yeah, I'd probably say it is. It's very light. I think it's 1,100 or 1,200 kilograms, which is, you know, obviously lighter than a Golf. It's a smaller car than a Golf, and believe it or not, this Polo is the same size as the original Golf GTI. So it just goes to show you how much cars have, the size of cars have increased. I think overall cars have increased by, the size has increased by like 16%. So yeah, that's the sort of gearbox. Obviously you can move the gear stick down to drive, move it to the left, and then you can go up for up obviously, and down for down, and also at any time you can just activate the flappy paddles, which work great. There's sort of a timer for them, so if you're not using them that much, it'll just automatically go back into drive or sport, what you're in when you start using them. So I just thought I'd make that point. You've got some compartments here. I don't know if you can see that. You've got a compartment there, which I'm assuming is sort of like for your phone, passport, whatever. You've got USB. Would have been nice to see sort of 2 of them, or even one in the passenger, or even one in the back, but there we go. You've got 12 volt for, you know, your tyre inflator, cigarette, whatever. And then you've got your auxiliary in, which is just your standard sort of phono input, if you want to do it that way. This car does have Apple CarPlay. I'll talk about that in my sort of media aspect of the review. The seats are all manual. You fully adjustable, headset's adjustable. They've also got these really cool little compartments as well. It says max 1.5 kilograms, so it's about a bag of sugar or so. So I wouldn't fill these with, you know, your gold bars or anything like that. You've got your glove box. I've got a muck off microfiber cloth in there just for the windscreen really. I think it's quite absorbent, and it's worked a treat so far. You've got your manual, obviously. You've got your Ray-Bans. You've got your change thing here. And also in here, in your Volkswagen information, that is your CD player right there, guys. It's just the worst place ever to put a CD player. I don't know what their reason is. Yeah, so that glove box just opens nice and slow. Yeah, going back to the CD player, I don't know what their reason is for that. If it's for safety, like they don't want you fumbling around with CDs and putting them in the front, I don't get it, because this has got CarPlay and you're going to be touching the screen and stuff way more than, you know, swapping CDs and things. I would have preferred it having a slot there on the front underneath this touch bar sensor, but it's still quite a nice thing to have with the touch bar sensor. What I'll do is I'll just go and have a look in the back with you. As you can see there, it's done 1,230 miles. So as I said at the start of the video, I've had this car since sort of December the 13th, so not too bad. But then again, I've got motorbikes, and I prefer to use them. This is mainly sort of a winter car. Right then, here we are in the back of the car. Got these headrests that go up, and are actually quite comfortable, really. I am about 6 foot. The chair is in the position that I'd normally have. I've got a bit of room. I like the fact that the chairs sort of go in a bit to give your knees some room. And you can sort of put your iPad or whatever in there too. I've got enough room here. I mean, it would be nice to have a bit more room, I suppose. But then again, the driver's seat can be moved forward. My camera light just went on there. Sorry about that. Yeah, so got the Atlas. So not too bad room in the back. Definitely is fine for 4 people. 5, you're sort of pushing it, I'd say. There's not much room here, and then you've got this central pillar. Speaking of which, you've got like 1 drinks holder. Would have been nice to have like a USB or 2 USB ports there. You know, standard or even built into the armrest maybe, rather than this drinks container, but there you go. Storage wise, in the compartments, yeah, they're a decent size. And there's this nice sort of fabric and this sort of metallic finish on it. The speakers, the sound is absolutely amazing in this car. Really awesome, plenty of bass. You've got these hangers for your shirts, ties, whatever. And yeah, the seat belt's obviously Isofix, so you can put your children in the back with the seats. I'll do another video whereby I will move all these chairs down, because you can actually fold these completely flat, and these sort of lift up and move into the footwells, so you get a nice flat loading bay. I actually got sort of a 60-inch piece of wood in this small little Polo, which I thought was fantastic for its size. Anyway, you've also got some lights here, so you've got you know, your reading light, the lights when the doors open, and you've got lots of different options there. So I've got it so that the lights come on when you open the doors. Then you've got another little peg where the grab handle is, and another one on the other side, which is fantastic. You've got electric windows, as I mentioned. What I'll do is I'll just go and have a look in the boot. And here you can see the inside of my boot. I've just got a badminton racket and a rainbow brolly in there. That's British for umbrella, by the way. And you can see there, I'll just open up the bottom shelf. There's the spare tyre, and or spare wheel, sorry. And then just under there, that's where the battery is in this car, because it won't fit in the front. That's my own fire extinguisher and eye scraper that I put in there, and my first aid kit. And then that's the shelf support, and then the string that attaches the partial shelf. So here we are back in the driver's seat. So what I'll do now is I'll just turn her on. So not a keyless ignition or anything like that. So you get all of this come up. You get your mirrors open. You get a nice little GTI logo on there. It's probably about to play a song or something. And foot on the brake. And then it just, as you could hear, just gives you a little bit of a vroom, sort of, not sort of boy racerish or anything like that, just from those twin exhausts. Right, so I'll get going. My plan is to do a series of videos showcasing some of this car's features. I'll go through the whole infotainment system, media system, and I'll have a few more videos where I'm talking sort of to a GoPro while I'm driving. If there are any videos you'd like to see of this car, anything you'd like to know, obviously put it down in the comments below, and I'll try and make those, and hopefully do a couple of videos where I'm driving the car. Thank you ever so much for joining me with a little walk around and look at my car. Thank you for watching. Take care.